this is Christelle Martinette, and today I wanted to do something completely different and start a series of talks about cartomancy. I will use the word cartomancy over and over and over again, because if you check in Google and you write card reader, what you find is not what I and my colleagues do. You'll find something for a little device to swipe credit cards or debit cards and receive payment. So this is quite different. I would imagine I kind of prefer this word cartomancy, and I've decided to entitle this series Cartomancy 101, but not at all because it is intended on being a course on cartomancy. No, because I want to share my experience with learning about cartomancy. Now, just to give you an idea, well, let me start by saying this video today will be an introduction to the entire series, but more than anything else, it will be an introduction and a sort of guide to what I do and how I do things. And sometimes I say, yeah, but we as readers do things. But I will speak for myself on this. Sometimes why I felt it necessary or desirous to talk about this is that oftentimes when people come to me, I find a very difficult, there are many different types of people, of course, and that's wonderful. But at times it's very difficult to cut across a barrier that you may have up and talk very honestly about yourself and your desires and your fears and things. And that's fine, that's everybody's like that. So remember that what we do as readers does not just say, well, you know, will I win the lottery next week? That's quite impossible to predict. But if you come to me and say, will I win the lottery? You know, and I say, well, have you bought a card? Or have you bought a ticket? And you say no. I can definitely say no, you will not win it. So let's put it this way, in very, very simple language. Generally, I can summarize the type of language that is used in the readings as trying to gauge how you will be positioned with respect to certain occurrences that you would foresee or you would like to plan. And then, of course, it's up to you whether you take the high road, the low road, or the middle ground. And I won't be able to know that. So there's often other things that are brought up from people who come to me, is that since many card readers, that many cartomancers come to me, I thought I'd take this opportunity to say that I'm not better than others. That's not what I'm saying, but just to let you know that I too go to readers and I exchange readings with people I respect and trust, and it's about receiving perhaps guidance, but the most important thing, the most important, let's say, lesson to learn from that is that a reading is an invitation for you to step out of yourself and see things in a different way, in a different perspective. Sometimes there are two different ways that you can do that on your own. One would be if you had an altered state of consciousness, and you actually feel that that a spirit arises from you and is seeing you and looking at you in the face, and you have this sort of conversation. Another way is that you have that experience, you have not taken drugs, but it is indeed an altered state of consciousness because you train your mind to put yourself in a state that will allow that to occur. And another way, to put it very simply, is that you come to someone and you ask them what they think about your idea, about what you were planning, about what you want to do. And that's a conversation, and that will give you feedback. So you have to really understand that there's very many different ways of aligning yourself to someone who will give you guidance or to read your cards for you. And I guess the key to the success in inverted commas is how well you understand yourself and how willing you are to see things in a different light. Now, it's a quite a difficult exercise, and I can vow to that. Another reason why I wanted to start this series, Cartomancy 101, is to show this. I'm announcing it now, Cartomancy 101. This will be the name of the series, and I will try to keep it up at once a week. And if I don't, you will see the numbers, number 1, 2, 3. So you'll see if you've missed any. But this first is just an introduction to what I do. Now, in the beginning, I started in October, the beginning of October, or mid-October. Many of you have followed me from the beginning, I thank you. And you can imagine how I've had to change the way I do things, because I saw there were so many people writing to me and I didn't know how to respond so quickly. And I started writing form letters, and they had to change because everybody was different. Everybody had certain questions. So I found that I had to taper all my emails and messages to the specific person. When I got a website up in January, all that changed, because I was able to do much of what I had done in the emails on the website, but I still enjoyed the direct contact via email. And so, but I didn't do away with all of the form letters. I didn't need that anymore, except I found one that was left. And I thought maybe it would be a good thing for me to read it to you. And this is the message. I'll leave the woman's name out. I'll call her Miss X. And she had asked me, she had saw a reading, a weekly reading, and she asked me specific questions about her own situation in that reading. Is this King of Hearts the person that I see as a man coming from my past, and so on and so forth? And my answer to her was, hi, Miss X. Mine is a general reading, and as you can understand, different people will resonate with different areas of the reading. Only a personal reading would be concentrated on your specific situation and questions. Having said that, perhaps you might try to rethink your situation in relation to what you heard. This might make it possible to change your perspective and even understand your issues more clearly. Warm regards, Christelle. Now, I thought to myself, well, that is some type of invitation to make you aware of how I view a reading as, and I do hope that comes out in the way I read and the weekly messages. Another thing that I am aware of is that the language sometimes is not understood or misunderstood, because we all speak in a different language, and we all speak with different vocabularies and turns of phrases and collocations. And sometimes, for example, in this last week's reading, there was, I believe, a statement to the fact is that we are missing something, we are not being told something, there's something we don't know. I think that we could expect it to emerge and demand verbiage at the very least. Now, this demand verbiage at the very least might sound and seem quite harsh, but in reality, verbiage is just an expression, an oral expression of a thought. Now, if the verbal expression doesn't come out as a thought, the person in front of you will have a very difficult time to try to understand what you are thinking. And if you want that person to understand, it would behoove you to try to speak in a way that he or her could understand you it is wonderful to communicate in many different ways. And to tell the truth, this is probably the objective of this message, is that I base my readings on communication, on verbal communication. And when many people write to me and say, look, could you do a reading for me? I'll give you my sun sign, my name, and tell you the characters. And can you post it as a video on YouTube? I'll pay you extra for that. I wrote back to this person 2, 3, 4 times, and I said, you don't understand. I need personal contact, at least by way of voice. And I will exchange with you an experience I had over the weekend that was a pleasant experience in many respects, and a not so pleasant experience in other respects. A person contacted me, and the communication was very odd, very changeable, and very changing. It was a woman, then a man, and the request was first for a reading, then a video, then, so no, I don't have Skype, and then I can't do this. I'll give you my telephone. I said, look, I have to talk to you. I said, please take the liberty of not reading with me. I cannot work this way. I'm sorry, I thought it was very clear what I did. Then they insisted, and I thought, okay, my curiosity is getting the better of me. Curiosity did kill the cat, but all right, let's go. And I went into the reading, and I was very cold because I was probably afraid. Not afraid, but forewarned, I think. You have feelings I may have been jumping the gun. But a woman answered, and she asked me a question, and I opened the spread, and what I saw in the spread I didn't like, and I said, look, I'm sorry, I will not be able to read for you. I don't like what I'm looking at. And I didn't mean to say that I didn't like what was in the cards for her or for her family. I meant to say that I didn't like what I was seeing with respect to her situation and why she requested the reading with me, and that it wasn't for me a bona fide request. The visu, between she and I, there were other people involved that I didn't care to deal with, that were not present. Now, I'm saying this so people who are listening to me will understand that it's very important for me to have direct contact with someone who is interested in divining or having a reading. So it may seem that I act like a snob, but in reality, many people love that word. In reality, what I'm doing is I have a sense, and I just don't like to go down certain roads when I feel that I'm treading on waters that I don't particularly like to swim in. And but period, I enjoy working on the marge and seeing darker sides to our personality that make up the balance of what we are and who we are. And that's actually very, very interesting to me. Now, I think I've spoken enough. I thank you for joining and listening to me to me babbling on today. Just a few more words in terms of what I'll be doing up in the next weeks. I will be taking each time one aspect of card reading that I'll be showing you. For example, there's this card here, which is the Knight of Wands. Now, this Knight of Wands is turned slightly toward the front of us, and you can see both of their eyes, both of his or her eyes here, and that's another point of the cards. Some seem like girls, some seem like boys, some seem like men, some seem like children. In this card, of the 4 knights in this deck, it's the only knight that is turned this way. And I'll be inviting you to look at these details, and we'll be seeing the differences between the other knights, thrown down, the other knights of the deck, and the this night. Hi again. I'm sorry for that very abrupt ending there. I had trouble with the camera, but this is just to say goodbye and leave you with this full card of this Sforza Visconti deck, just to tell you and give you, just to say goodbye and say that I'll see you next week with a first Cartomancy 101 video on the topic, and this is a preview. The topic will be Nights of Our Dreams. Nights of Our Dreams. I'll leave you with that. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.